Hello. Okay, so this is part 4, and there's other parts. It's the fourth and final part, and I should recap of the current situation is Superman has engineers robot loop all inside of him and in his lungs, and he has like 2 minutes to live, or is it 2 minutes? I forgot the exact time, but it's an amount of minutes to live unless he figures out how to solve that situation. Okay. Well, Lex is certainly real chuffed, he is, and so he calls up the old fuck and tells him to go ahead and invade the place. Oh no, I don't know why Lex had to wait until Superman is out for the count before doing the invasion. Superman being in Metropolis is what's stopping him helping in Jahanpur, not him being dead, but I guess him dying is extra helpful. The evil guy does a speech. Oh shit, that's not good. This is a new thing that he is just gonna genocide the entire country. Not the best PR move. And Lex wants half a country that's just been super duper genocided. Wouldn't that look perhaps bad for him? Especially when he's calling it Luthoria. Even after Lex seems to have defeated Superman, he doesn't stop the dimensional universal rift because it still needs to be relevant to the plot. Terrific wakes up unscathed. Good for him. And then, because they're not fucking just holding Superman down, the smartest man in the world, Superman blasts off into the sky with a plan. What the fuck plan could he possibly have? Well, let's just see. Engineer and Ultraman catch up with him. There's two of them, and Ultraman is stronger than Superman, so obviously they could just change his direction to down, or just do anything. They should have complete control of him. But instead, Lex wants Ultraman to repeatedly punch him in the nanites on his face. Hey Lex, don't you want there to be nanites on his face? But you're knocking them off. That seems moronic. Now you've got him punching him in the tits. I suppose anything's better than nothing. Wait, that's not true at all. Nothing is quite often better than something. Take AIDS, for example. Why is that a saying? Why do people...
Engineer, envelop him completely!
Lex, why do you want her to gloop all over him? And Ultraman has stopped punching him in the tits, suddenly, by no one's command. I mean, we haven't seen anyone command him since the nut shot. Maybe all the punching was his choices, and now he's choosing pacifism. Bro has no enemies. But, yeah, maybe Lex should plug in some commands, as he is, you know, stronger than Superman. Superman has reached space, then slowly 180s and goes down. Engineer has got turned into wax. Interesting.
Wait, what is he doing?
They're freaking out because Superman has chosen to go downwards. Alright. Oh no, the change in direction has broken Ultraman's pacifism, and he's back to punching Superman in the nanites on his face.
I won't be able to sustain the impact at this speed!
That was a line delivery, and so because Lex got Engineer to gloop all over Superman, she is now stuck to Superman. Okay. Keep in mind she can turn nanites into, I quote, anything she can imagine. Because of the gloop, Engineer cannot detach from Superman, and so he hits the floor real quick with her attached, which knocks her out. But Clark gets up and proceeds to pull off all his robot gloop out of his system, including his lungs. To the best of my speculation, this is because the nanites don't work when Engineer is unconscious. When just about every scene in this movie makes me question whether I should leave my atheism and try to get some salvation through God, it's getting blurry to see if the next scene is worse than the last, but some do stand out, and oh boy, what the fuck did we just witness? Clark gets the robot gloop all up inside of him, allegedly, and certainly we're meant to think this will kill him in a few minutes, unless something happens. Now, Lex has Ultraman, the guy stronger than Superman, and Engineer, but he just has them slowly walk in a circle around him instead of holding him down. When Superman is getting up slowly, clearly about to do something, they stop slowly walking in a circle and decide to stand still, menacingly, like they're thinking of doing anything. That is all retarded, and it lets Superman go up into the sky, and we guess he has some sort of plan. Lex seems a little worried about this.
What's his game?
But why would he be worried when he believes in the nanites? And if he is worried about him going up, then maybe he shouldn't have let him go up. Now, when Ultraman and Engineer catch up with him, Lex could just decide to slowly bring him back down with the power of Ultraman and Engineer, but Lex decides against this and instead either gives Ultraman no commands or commands him to hit Superman in different places, including at the stuff that he should want to stay attached to him. And then Lex tells Engineer to envelop him completely.
Engineer, envelop him completely.
Which, as we will see, makes her unable to unattach from him. That is all retarded. And then we get to Clark's big brain plan. He goes up, and then he goes down. Wow. And this shocks everyone. The smartest man in the world. Can't believe it. Up and then down. I guess the guy who made a Big Bang, a universe, and dimensional portals entering said universe, unfortunately skipped the physics lesson about the apple bonking the dude on the head. Superman is going down. Lex again can decide to stop this at any moment by telling Ultraman, the guy stronger than Superman, to stop Superman going down, but instead he decides to do nothing at all. Then, because of Lex's command to Engineer to gloop all over him, she cannot unattach, and so when Superman crashes into the ground, she gets knocked out, and this makes the nanites dysfunction. And so, wowee, Superman is just fine. Now, that is all retarded, so goddamn. Maybe Zack Snyder wasn't so bad. Lex is meant to be smart, but this makes him the dumbest motherfucker to ever breathe. But then there's Superman. What was his plan? To go up and then down? This only worked because Lex told Engineer to gloop on him, which made her unable to ungloop. There's no plan. If Lex didn't tell her, for some godforsaken reason, to gloop all over him, and if she could ungloop all over him, then Superman is dead and the movie is over. That is where we are at. The best plan he could have hoped for is finding Engineer's current position, then charging, grabbing her, and then trying to kill her by either ripping her apart, lasering her, or slamming her really hard into the ground. Though Engineer can turn her head into her asshole, so she seems incredibly hard to kill, and so it's also insane that this knocks her out. And it is just real fortunate for Clark that her robot gloop ceases to function when she is knocked out. And this fact is certainly another reason why Lex should have pinned him down, for fuck's sake. Whatever, this movie is just great. As great as Iron Man. Speaking of, you remember when Tony was testing his suit and he got frozen at a certain altitude, and then he used this fact to get an edge over the bald villain by baiting him to go high up to then freeze. You know, setup and payoff and some semblance of fucking sanity. But hey, at least Lex's reaction here is somewhat amusing. Oh my god, is it just me, or does Ultraman look almost identical to Superman? What are the chances?
Cloning you was relatively simple. All it took was combing the aftermath of your battles until I located a strand of your hair.
Dude, finding the hair is the easy part, though it would be pretty difficult. It's the other part which is, utterly fucking nuts. Lex can now clone Kryptonians. Never mind humans, they must be just a walk in a park. But Kryptonians. I guess he had time to figure that out. Between making a universe and dimensional portals to get in said universe, and mind-controlled monkeys, and infusing people with nanites, which lets you turn your head into your ass, and vice versa, and instant face recognition, and politics, and whatever else. Easily enough time to figure out Kryptonian cloning. What a guy.
You had my DNA.
Yes, but as is often the case with cloning, the match was imperfect. He might be even stupider than you, if that's possible, but easier to control.
3
And stronger.
The clone is weird because you get the feeling it's not meant to have any opinions or a sense of morality or anything. What, because it's retarded? Or Lex is controlling it with what, like a chip in his brain? But then at the start of the movie, he gave 2 speeches about Bravia and stuff.
Your Superman has abandoned you. The people of Bravia will not ignore him inserting himself into our affairs. The United States will continue to feel the wrath of the Hammer of Bravia.
And when he was about to fight Superman again, Lex says,
He's back. You're 5 o'clock.
Copy.
He also knew to tell on the girlfriend to Lex. So what, he's decently smart and aware, but Lex just called him essentially brain dead. And Lex has to tell him every move, but then sometimes he doesn't have to tell him every move. It's all so clumsy and broken and fucking dog shit. And isn't the obvious meme to do with a clone of Superman you can control is make him do evil acts pretending to be Superman, like have him dine and dash. That would be a scoop. Or have him do a mass slaughter of women and children. That might put Superman in a bad light. And Lex, being able to control him, does beg the question, if he can make one Superman clone, why not 100? Why not 1,000 engineers while you're at it? Why not just take over the world? Maybe Lex doesn't want to because of his character. The fuck even is this guy's character? Nice one, Clark, getting surprise attacked by the guy directly in front of you. And wait, what the fuck? The lasers fucking launch him? But that's not how fucking lasers work. Even in this movie, up to this point, that's not how fucking lasers work. Lasers have pretty much no mass. They don't blast you miles away. They incinerate. And if lasers are this broken, then why aren't they both just spamming them? And hold up, thinking back, how was he lasering as Hammerman with a visor on when the laser comes out his eyes? Just, how do you fuck up lasers? Fucking lasers.
22K!
It's so shitly edited. He lasers standing still, then is instantly on top of Clark, who is just floundering. It's embarrassing. Why is Clark just not doing anything? Why doesn't he just laser him back? Because that works. Is he stupid? Lex shouts Brain beats Brawn.
Brain beats Brawn!
While Brawn is beating Brawn. Damn, that's some deep shit. Superman is getting strangled for the dimensional rift to save the day.
Ironic.
It just appears by sheer coincidence on top of them, and evil Superman gets distracted by it and stops strangling him as hard, I guess, letting Superman break his fingers and start winning. You'd think if anyone wouldn't be distracted by the rift thing, it would be the evil brain-dead Superman controlled by Lex, but whatever. Then Clark is one-upping Clone Clark just to fly straight into space rocks and get fucked up again. Is he stupid? Whatever. What's happening in the other place? Well, everyone decides to start running just before the army gets to them. Like, right before the army gets to them. But did they not foresee this? Do they not understand the concept of objects moving forwards? I guess the guy with the AK-47 decided not to shoot, which fair enough. But just why did they act like they were gonna fight in the first place? Despite the call to just genocide everyone for Mr. Bravia, the Bravian army doesn't seem to be at all. They blow up a truck, which may have had some collateral. Some people are thrown onto the ground. There's a couple more small explosions. There's not a single gunshot from all these hundreds of soldiers. It doesn't actually show a singular death. The worst we see for sure is this fella tripping over and hurting his back. Wow, real brutal. I don't know, as far as genocides go, they're doing about as piss poor job as physically possible. The army kinda forgot they were meant to kill everyone. Brother, let the block go. Just let it go. It's okay. Let it go. And then when the soldier is seemingly about to just execute this little boy, it feels completely out of place. There's just one completely evil bloke in the army, I guess. And considering how not a single soldier has fired a single shot, you'd think if this guy does just pop the kid, his fellow invaders would be like, bro, what the fuck? That kid was defenseless and like 8. Damn, he's really got some trigger discipline though, this evil guy. He's seriously considering whether he wants to execute the little kid. Maybe he's thinking of an excuse of executing the kid. Hey guys, my bad. I thought that big flag he was holding was a AK-47. Back to Superman.
No matter what you do to me, Luthor, your plans in Baravia won't work.
Oh, really? Why's that?
Because I called in some friends.
Mr. Luthor, there is an anomaly at the border.
Time to perfection, Clark. Really got Lex good. And oh, so they can be called, for fuck's sake? Though I don't know how he called Element Jizz. I assume they didn't trade contact details while Element Jizz was torturing him in the Pocket universe. Also, while I think the country invading another country for no apparent reason is bad, I think a dimensional rift fuck shit between universes going through your city and then obviously beyond to the world is worse and should require more attention. Like, if you must, send one of your superpowered beings to stop the war, but not fucking 3, you only have 5 altogether. Like, how do these people's phone calls go? Yeah, don't worry about saving the world, guys. Just save this little part of the world instead. And they all just went along with that. Sure thing, bro. Green Lantern and Hawkgirl didn't want to help Superman from the Pocket universe because of politics and the trouble it would cause with the US government.
I'm a Green Lantern, lady. That means I took a vow not to get involved in politics. Is Soup's here to take over the world? I don't know. Probably not. But the risk is just not worth the beef between the US government and the Justice Gang.
But I agree with the rest.
And yet now they are interfering with an international conflict. There's just a vacuum of character development. They literally went from not helping Superman from a pocket dimension, from looking at a fucking free conflict on a TV, to then going there. That is just a 180 of character with fuck all supporting it. It's downright pathetic. And they are interfering with that conflict at the cost of potentially the world. If the world is even savable anyway, there is another universe dimensionally rifting it apart. Anyway, the evil guy does shoot at the kid, but Green Lantern saves him on the last frame. None of the soldiers notice the flying guy until he does this, and then every soldier behind him stands still for a couple seconds, to then run away. Instead of all shooting him, he should have been bombarded with like 500 mags. I don't know jack shit about Green Lantern, but if he isn't bulletproof or doesn't have good enough auto defenses or whatever the fuck, he should have 5,000 holes in him, but whatever. He just removes the protection from the kid with tanks and turrets and hundreds of soldiers with guns right there still. Alright. Wait, a crazy thought just occurred to me. What if we're wrong about the Baravian army? Hear me out. What if they're actually good guys? Keep in mind, Superman said there was no casualties in the conflict 3 weeks before the film started, and leading up to this conflict, the Baravian army filmed themselves going to Jampur, giving the world all the time to react and stop them. Then, despite their evil dictator telling them to mass genocide everyone in Jampur, they broke through a fence and didn't kill a soul. Sure, they blew up some things and threw a couple bombs, but what if that was just to get Jampurians to run away, to buy even more time for Superman or other superheroes to stop them? Hold up, you may be thinking, why would they go to Jampur in the first place? Well, they've seen the Hammer of Bravia, they know the power that the Baravian government has, and you know, maybe the Baravian government threatened to kill all of them and their families with the Hammer of Bravia if they declined going to war with Jampur. So instead of not going, they made the genius ruse to appear faithful to their evil regime, but in actuality, they were all working against the regime at all times. So really, all the evidence points to these soldiers being great heroes, fighting with all the power and strategy they can muster in their oppressive genocidal regime to save the Jampurian people. Well, except that one guy, I guess he was just a cunt. And so, how does Green Lantern repay them? After all of them, instead of shooting him, run away. Because of course, they don't want to kill the superhero, he was part of their master plan. And he murders a bunch of them in cold blood, while putting up middle fingers, while they were fleeing. Rest in peace, you brave, brave souls. Okay, even forgetting my conspiracy, which I am fully bought into, is kinda insane how much sense it makes. Forgetting that and acting like these guys are the bad guys, it's still pretty insane that Green Lantern is straight up murdering fleeing soldiers. They are fleeing. What is the reason to kill them? Like, these people do have families, you know? And yeah, didn't kill a single soul. Jesus fuck, I don't think Superman who sent them would approve of this, as it does seem, I don't know, evil. But whatever, Hawkgirl's still pretending to be a bird. and she kills a Baravian leader guy. This makes me happy because he was a bad guy. Though, isn't this very political? You know, killing an allied foreign leader, that should make you very at odds with the US government. You know, that was your and Green Lantern's reason for not saving Superman, with all the trouble it would cause you. But it makes sense because of a character development she had of, she came out of a bath or shower. That's something, you know, maybe. Yeah, post that article on Lex, guys. That will show him. Then we go back to this place, and Lex says one of the worst lines to ever grace the telling of stories.
I think you overestimate the importance of Jarhan Por to me, Superman. That was just a bonus. I'm not killing you so the Baravian military conflict can proceed. I created the Baravian military conflict so I'd have an excuse to kill you. Once you involved yourself, I knew I could easily get our government support in nullifying you.
So, just on the surface level, what he said is just wrong. He couldn't get the government on his side with all his insane Baravia schemes.
Once you involved yourself, I knew I could easily get our government support in nullifying you.
Because without solid proof of malicious intent, it's just not worth the risk.
Instead, Lex just lucked out with a Krypton message. So already, what the fuck? More importantly, it is just beyond confirmed. This is real in the movie, that Lex's goal this whole time was just killing Superman, but he thought he needed the government's permission to kill him. The English language doesn't allow me to put into words just how stupid that is. I can't even conceive of the angle it's going for. Lex has a secret pocket universe. It's not like he can't just kill Superman under wraps. Like, why didn't he just kill him at the start of the movie? Ultraman is stronger than him. Just keep fighting him at the start. Just take him to your pocket universe, or get Element Jizz and use his kryptonite and surprise him in a Fortress of Solitude. Lex can obviously kill Superman this whole movie before the movie even started, so there needs to be real reasons why he doesn't. But instead, the movie is telling you that Lex Luthor, the guy who terrorist attacks his own city, who does whatever the fuck this is to his own city, wants the law on his side to kill Superman for reasons. That is asinine. And fuck it, let's assume Lex wants the government's permission to kill Superman, and this is necessary, I guess. His plan to do this is to start some foreign invasion. It's so fucking absurd. Then to terrorist his own city, which I've already mentioned just makes Superman even more necessary for the United States, despite what this gloopy fucking sludge pile of movie thinks. Lex might just be one of the worst characters I've ever took to witness. But wait, there's more.
Government support in nullifying you.
Why?
Natural response to all that, I suppose. Though, why are you allowing Lex to ramble about a bunch of shit? Need I remind you about the Fortnite-ass thing tearing through the world? Maybe ask Lex about what the fuck is happening with that thing?
Why?
Because you're destroying us!
What the fuck does that mean? What's he destroying? What does Lex possibly think he's destroying? I'm sorry, you can't just write any words down in your script like they mean anything. Dog, hat, self-immolation. Clark sucks some more and gets pinned down, then says,
You're driven by envy, Luthor. You couldn't be more obvious.
why does Clark think this? He's got his ass beat by Luthor repeatedly this whole movie. What has Lex got to be envious of? He can literally make fucking universes. Well, he's right apparently, because Lex replies while beaming lasers into Clark's eyes. Clark gets injured from getting thrown down real hard, but can also blow himself and others out of a black hole. So I have no idea how much effect this should have. I would have thought eyes would be a weak point, but then he can laser out of them, so who the fuck knows? Anyway, sorry, Lex and his envy and stuff.
No shit. I'm not dim. I'm aware envy consumes my every waking moment. I know when they mention Galileo or Einstein or one of these other twits in the same breath as me, I feel a tide of vomit burn the back of my throat.
So Lex seems to think he's a god genius and should be considered as such by everyone in the world. And when they put him level level with other great minds, he feels that's unjust, as he's so much more superior. Alright, sure. I don't get how that's envy though, because he's not saying he wants as much attention and praise as Galileo and Einstein. Instead, he wants way more, which isn't envy, but okay. Also, Lex can make a pocket universe and can clone Kryptonians and make crazy nanotech. So why is Lex envious of anyone? Of Superman? Because the public loves him? But Lex hasn't done anything in the movie to try to get the public's love. If he wanted to, you'd think he could just cure cancer, make infinite food and energy, or literally become a superhero himself, or anything to get the public's love. But he doesn't. He doesn't even try. And we need to know why he doesn't try, because why wouldn't he? Everything he's fucking made in this movie that we know about, he hasn't shown the public. So why the fuck would they care about him?
But at least Galileo did something. He wasn't some dopey Venusian catapulted onto this planet just to have the world fawn over him, because his strength illuminates how weak we all really are.
Okay, bro, I don't know. The fuck am I meant to make of that? People probably like Superman because he's a good guy, not because he makes them feel weak. I mean, it's just not believable anybody, including Lex Luthor, could get to that position. But if you have Nicholas Hoult acting real good while saying the fucking sludge, it feels like it may mean something before you stop and think about any of it.
It is the sole hope for humanity, because it is what has driven me to annihilating you.
Now Lex actually thinks, in the world of superpowered beings going on for 300 years, he thinks that killing one guy who's only done good shit for 3 years is the sole hope for humanity. Every part of this movie hates everything else about it. What the fuck can I make of that? Well, luckily that's the end of Lex shitting out of his mouth. So after he gets lasered in his eyes and punched in the head repeatedly, Clark smirks.
Oh, what are you smirking at, you idiot?
Brain beats brawn.
Brain beats brawn, my fucking asshole. All you did was whistle. And hey Clark, why the fuck didn't you whistle for the dog this entire time? If he was out of range before, then how do you know he's in range now? And fuck off, it's Superman and Superdog. They'd both have extra good whistling and extra good hearing. It was never out of fucking range. Clark just kinda forgot and then kinda remembered. And then Lex doesn't react to Superman whistling, even though he knows Superman whistles to get the dog. It's not like Lex is meant to be some sort of super genius. Fucking kill me. I mean, just by saying brain beats brawn and smirking, Clark literally couldn't signal more that he's doing something. Even retard Superman should be able to realize that on his own and react. Maybe turn around and laser the incoming dog, or I don't know, just put an arm out. Whatever, it's all just so beyond shit. The dog knocks Evil Man into some handy pile of dimensional bricks, but compared to Clark, he should be doing exceptionally well after that mild inconvenience. They both just get up and just stand there. Okay.
You watch him through those, tell him what to do. Crypto, get the toy.
30
If the dog can kill the cameras by biting them, then surely Clark can laser them. Why hasn't he tried? And if he can laser them, then don't they fucking suck? Lex needs them to work, or he can't control the dude in his dumbass way. And right now, what is Lex doing? Give commands to Ultraman. Move the flying cameras. Do anything at all. So yeah, this is how Lex Luthor loses once again. By just not fucking doing anything. Clark punches him. Then next shot, they are punching each other in the same spot. But Clark would have just launched him. So and why doesn't Clark just grab him and win? Because now that Lex can't call out a move to one of his employees for them to plug it into the computer, which then somehow links to Clone Clark's brain. Clone Clark is literally just retarded now, so it should just be easier shit for regular Clark. God damn, that looks pretty wank. Instead of a little wall completely tanking the hit, like with Crypto, he gets launched over it. But it's just wrong because a wall should still highly reduce his speed, not increase his speed. That looks fucking awful. Also, why didn't this fuck up of physics happen on a first punch instead of nothing? Wait, hold up. Take a step back. What is Clark's goal here again? Like right now? Oh yeah, he was going to Lex Luthor's place to get the code, to stop that fucking fucking thing. And then he and Terrific got interrupted, and then Clark has just been on the defensive this whole time. But now he's on the offensive, and he's just knocked Clone Clark off into the multiverse realm down there. So why doesn't Clark just use this opportunity to go to Lex's place? Lex has no defense anymore. Engineer's knocked out. Clark just needs to get there and threaten to kill Lex, or anyone, if they don't close a thing that's ending the world. But Clark kinda forgets what his goals are, and goes after his clone. To what, kill him? That's pretty hardcore, and might take a while. Maybe he just wants to knock him out, but that also might take a while. But whatever, I guess just hit him with shit while the world is ending. And hit him with what? Some rubble? Wouldn't Superman just completely tank that? Why does Clark keep hitting things with objects when he is stronger than the objects by magnitudes? Well, he does knock him out for now. Good job. Okay, you don't need to admire your work though. You know, time, essence, the world is ending. Oh no, the Raptors. We've seen how strong these guys are.
Kill him! Good luck with that.
This fucking dialogue. Anyway, Superman isn't a real. Jesus Christ, Clark, you're just gonna slaughter hundreds of people? Because if you laser them from 200 meters in the air for them to all fall to the ground, they will all die. I'm pretty sure the film thinks they are all just a-okay, however. You know, Superman doesn't kill people. I am more wondering why he doesn't instantly laser every enemy he's faced this entire movie if he's doing this, but whatever. Superman then lasers the camera we are watching from and stares at us for a couple seconds, for evil Superman to wake up and hit him from a side, taking him by surprise. Wait, someone hitting Superman from a side, taking him by surprise? Where have I seen this before? Oh, it's only happened 3 fucking times in this movie, 2 times by fucking Ultraman. Well, now 3. Maybe Clark was actually the stupid Superman, after all. What the fuck? How did it spin? Oh, and now there's a black hole that's just in Metropolis. Ah, shucks. That shouldn't be there. Then a handy bus appears out of the sky. Wait, the bus is coming out of the sky. So how are they on the ledge facing downwards? I am perplexed. So the thing rotated, so now they're upside down, but they are clearly lying on the edge. But gravity should be pulling them down. Well, and the black hole, I mean, they can obviously float midair, but that doesn't mean you can lie on a ceiling. This movie is really struggling with a whole up and down concept, just like that other movie. Anyway, the handy bus comes at the perfect place for Clark to kill his clone. Oh no, my bad, he just chucks him at the bus, which then goes into the black hole with him in it. He didn't kill him. What, are you crazy? Superman doesn't kill people. And you'd think the bus would just phase through him. He is stronger than Superman, but never mind. And why is only the bus being sucked and nothing else? Unfortunately, Clone Clark never figured out how to blow himself, though he probably could just fly easily out, because this black hole seems to suck ass at sucking compared to the other one, because Clark is just chilling. He ain't being pulled in at all, despite being on the wrong side of a ledge. Mr. Terrific must have just walked around to stumble upon Superman, and he should probably not go anywhere near the black hole. You know, it's a black hole.
This ain't playtime. Quit messing around. We have to get the Luthor to stop the rift.
A strange line to call Clark dealing with all that shit, playtime and messing around. Motherfucker, you got knocked out instantaneously. Like, how are you standing on any leg here? He is right about the rift though. That shit is not good.
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
Clark just isn't serious at all, despite the fucking rift, despite there being a black hole next to him, despite him killing this guy and really the others, and would not killing a clone of yourself especially fuck with you a bit more. And he's leaning back to rest on the wrong side of a ledge. That's not resting. Also, on that side, he's getting sucked in by a black hole, but whatever. Lois and Bozos are looking over the rift.
I reach Baker Line any minute. There are people there.
You may be thinking why the people in the neighboring city, next to the end of times which is heading towards them, wouldn't have evacuated. Look at this bridge, vanishing from existence between shots. You know, as bridges do. Also, don't know where the spaceship went. And wait, that's the rest of Lex's place that got split apart and turned into a spaceship. But that got split apart. I did some rough calculations. At the very least 11 to 12 minutes ago. But it looks like the rift, has gone like no more than 20 seconds past the split building. So the rift should have gone around 35 times further.
We have to go.
We'll never make it in time.
Come on.
Never make it in time, just run left or right. And if you're that concerned you'd never make it in time, why have you just been staring at it this whole time?
Lex, I'm closing the frickin' rift.
Glasses guy can't say fuck. I mean, he's working for the mega terrorist, the super duper mega terrorist, but come on, he's not that evil. He can't say the F word.
No, they chose him. Let them die.
Chose him? What the fuck does that... What are you on about? Who chose him? The neighboring city? They chose him? Fucking what? You remember when words in movies used to at least mean something, like mean anything at all?
We'll close it from the bunker before it gets to a city I care about.
Seriously, what the fuck has he got against this city in particular? And why does he care about any other city? Because he clearly doesn't give a shit about Metropolis. What city would he care about? What is this alleged character? And at this point, with no one like Ultraman being able to stop them, do Lex's guys really not want to mutiny and stop the thing? They are all that evil and I guess just fucking stupid. Lex decides to leave through the portal.
Safety first, people.
What? Safety first, people. Safety first. Why does this movie insist? Because Lex decides to leave fucking however long after he seemed to have lost, Superman just catches him in time before he enters a portal. Smartest man in the world. Jesus, terrific. That glass could have just sliced you to death. But I guess you ended up unscathed from this, so whatever.
Code to close the rift is in here. I can help.
I don't need your help. I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific.
But you being goddamn Mr. Terrific doesn't mean you know where the code is on someone else's computer. So, Lex waits 15 seconds to say anything because the movie was tracking Mr. Terrific for 15 seconds instead. You know, just like in real life, people get put on pause when a camera isn't on them.
You piece of shit. Alien!
Nice one, Lex. Really cementing your racism to aliens. But I don't know, I feel the smartest man in the world would be intrigued by aliens and want to speak to them and then meet more, make spaceships and stuff. But no, Lex doesn't like aliens because he, because he likes humans. His work is built to make humans prosper. Oh, Lex has no hair, and he's just jealous that aliens don't get male pattern baldness. It all makes sense now. And then we get a monologue from Superman while getting fucking flashbanged every time he moves his head. They seriously need blinds in here?
That is where you've always been wrong about me, Lex. I'm as human as anyone. I love, I get scared, I wake up every morning, and despite not knowing what to do, I put one foot in front of the other, and I try to make the best choices I can. I screw up all the time, but that is being human, and that's my greatest strength. And someday, I hope, for the sake of the world, you understand that it's yours too.
In a different context, in a different movie, I think this speech maybe could be fine, perhaps even good. However, in this movie and this scene, I think it sucks balls. Lex is splicing a universe into theirs, destroying Metropolis, which, despite whatever the film thinks, is killing many people. Lex tried to have a country invade another. Lex is torturing hundreds of people in locked cells in a universe he made. Just going in and out of his universe apparently has a chance to implode reality or some shit. Lex has been hardcore fucking with Superman the whole movie. He kidnapped his dog. He tried and nearly killed him many times. And what to me feels the biggest reason why Superman giving a speech about being human and having the vibe of saying, deep down Lex, maybe you can be good too, is Lex executed an innocent man who Superman knew in front of his eyes. And this happened again partly because of Clark as he gave himself in. If Superman is ever going to show his anger, his human emotions that he just raved on and on about, then it would be now. This Superman is shown to be far less stoic than others. And that's why I feel in this situation, he would maybe shove Lex hard against a wall, scream and shout at him, threaten him. This man died partly because of Clark. He should still be at the forefront of his mind. But he doesn't even mention him. He just says some fucking themes. This shit blows. Once again, Malek deserves better.
Oh, that's beautiful. But none of this matters, you patronizing clown. The government gave me the authority to kill you. If not today, then tomorrow.
Oh, it's like Avengers.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Except it doesn't make any sense, because the dog would have just instantly done this when he came in. Instead, he just got put on pause. Hey movie, fuck off. And just so we are clear, Lex clarifies,
the government gave me the authority to kill you.
You'd think Clark would want to investigate that claim. Superman tells the dog to drop him.
Crypto, drop him!
And calls him dude.
Dude.
It's all a big joke. Never mind all the destruction, never mind Malek, never mind all the people in the Pocket Universe Clark should be asking about. You know, Lex could have just mass executed all of them to get rid of evidence, or they could have just fucking starved or dehydrated to death. Never mind all that, it's all just so fucking funny. Terrific is over there, working to stop the world from getting sucked into another. It would be awkward if Crypto chucked Lex into the computer, stopping the entire world from being saved. Well, he does stop a rift, and it closes. Woo! It was right next to that other city for at least over 2 minutes, which wasn't evacuated, but yay, everyone's fine. I know we're all thinking the same thing. Who the fuck is that dude in the back? Oh wait, he did have that one line, and what a line it was. The wall just clinks back together, whatever. I guess that's what happens when you reverse an interdimensional universal splitting universe fuck thing, and I guess the black hole just folded back nicely into the other universe. I find it funny how it shows what's left of a building here, joined back together, next to a mountain of rubble, like it's all back to normal.
We did it, Patrick! We saved the city!
Lex.
What?
So, just when I thought the movie couldn't go lower, okay, I never thought that, it can always go lower.
I can go lower.
The instant the dimensional rift, rifting through Metropolis, gets shut down, there's breaking news from every single news show. You'd think this breaking news was for the portal being closed down, and news is just real quick off the mark in this universe. But, well, the news isn't about the universe splitting into theirs. It's actually about the article the Daily Planet was making.
Well, this just in, an absolute bombshell from the Daily Planet. Billionaire Lex Luthor aligning himself with a foreign entity, believe it or not.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
A billionaire aligning himself with a foreign entity. That's not breaking news. That's fucking Wednesday. Like what? The dude literally 5 seconds ago had a universe splicing into your universe. You fucking... I can't. What the fuck is this movie? It's the assumption the news was waiting for the universe to stop splitting into theirs to then yap about this shit? Not that shit? That's one of the stupidest things ever to be filmed, then edited, then how the fuck did this get made? But whatever, good job Daily Planet people. You know, journalists, they're the real heroes.
Luthor has been giving them billions and billions of dollars worth of free weapons.
So Bravia is an ally of the United States, and Lex was already on a record selling them billions and billions of dollars worth of weapons, but I guess them being given for free is the most pressing news right now. Hey, I can't think of anything else. US denies Geneva Conventions by holding Superman in Pocket Universe. I sleep. Bald guy giving away some weapons. Real shit.
Lex Luthor has been working covertly with Vasil Gurkos and the Baravian government to overthrow the country of Jarhanpur.
At the start of the movie, people seem to be against Superman for stopping Baravia overthrowing Jarhanpur, but now everyone's losing their minds at Lex working with them, despite it already being known he sold weapons to them this whole time. On a good day, people wouldn't give a shit about any of this. On this day, okay, I have to stop bringing that up. It's just kinda hard not to though. What's so fucking hilarious is if the Baravian invasion succeeded, Lex was literally gonna call his half of Jarhanpur Luthoria, but no one would figure out Lex Luthor was involved. Fucking Luthoria. Brother, kill me.
We had Luther on this show many times. Little did we know he was a traitor.
Baravia is an allied nation to the United States. I don't even know how this would classify him as a traitor. This, on the other hand, well, I guess I will keep bringing it up.
Seems like the one thing conservatives and liberals can finally agree on is that Lex Luthor sucks.
And someone reached out to Maxwell Lord, the head of a Justice Gang, for comment to a story that broke out literally seconds ago. That's some damn good journalism. And well, some not good journalism. And wait, look at this headline. The Daily Planet shows Luthor was behind the false images of Superman's parents' message. False images? At least half a message was obviously real, and the movie clearly thinks the entire message was real, so I guess the Daily Planet just put that out with a source, I made it the fuck up. Well, that does seem par for the course. In actuality, I'm assuming this is just something else which just slipped through the cracks of making this movie, or more like strolled through the fucking open gates. I guess James Gunn or some other guy just told some people to write some retarded headlines, and some intern came up with this shit. Or maybe it was fucking Grok.
The whole world turned against Superman, and we all owe him an enormous apology. He is, of course, the hero we always thought he was.
What does Lex being bad have to do with Superman being good? The world turned on Superman because of the message. Despite how little sense it made, nothing's changed. Unless this headline is actually what we're going with. I mean, there's just no way. That's clearly an error, right? Surely. I don't even... If the angle is Superman was a good guy stopping the rift, and that's already on the news as well, then that doesn't work, because Superman's always been a good guy, and everyone turned on him anyway. Unless it's just meant to be guy calls Superman bad, then people found out guy who called Superman bad was bad, so then Superman good. Wow, that's some deep shit. Says a lot about society.
Glad you're not concerned about the metahumans, Rick, because now they're the ones making the rules.
Whoa, spooky. Some metahumans intervened in an invasion. But yeah, not for 300 years, where literally nothing happened apparently. There was no metahuman intervention in World War I or II. There was not a singular good guy metahuman that was against the all-Atlantic slave trade. And now they're making the rules. It's the 21st century. If anything, this would be the time the metahumans can't make the rules. As now there's this thing called technology. You know, like this bloke who has pocket universes. I just don't know why the fuck the first sentence of your movie would be that shit has been going on for 300 years, while the world only suggests otherwise. I guess it's just trying to cosplay as world building when it's just utter shit. Oh no, wait, it obviously justifies civilians chilling out in front of Godzilla, because being in an era where crazy monsters have terrorized a world, surely killing millions would make you stand still and take photos and fucking walk under it. Oh yeah, and let's be concerned about the metahumans who just stopped the crazy bald science man from replacing our universe with another one. But why would that ever come up in any discussion? So an amount of time passes. Why does this place look so relatively back together? I assume this little crack in the ground is where the other universe used to be. There's many roads in England with vast cracks running through them. We saw what it did to buildings. Why is the ground back to normal? And talking about buildings, the one on the left here looks unscratched, despite the universe cracks seemingly having gone through it. Oh, there's a crack here. Still done pretty well, this building, compared to any other. The crack is really wonky for some reason when the thing went in a straight line. The building behind has a bite taken out of it, but from the wrong side of where the portal should have gone through it. That's neat. There's a few little piles of rubble. Some cars look smashed. No one died though, of course. There's a pile of rubble with a car on it, but that was where the universe was. How can there be rubble on both sides of a crack? Wouldn't it have fell into the other universe? How can there be a car on both sides? That would have to be on one side of a crack or the other. Unless someone now drove up into the rubble who couldn't find any other parking. And what is happening? Why are people walking around the streets? How are people walking around the streets? They were meant to have all evacuated. How can they be back already? To be fair, I guess this shows how you can't just evacuate an entire city. Almost everyone would still be in it, like these guys, seemingly. So of course, thousands of people would have died. Or maybe people have just got back to the city and like a day has passed, because they have have got all the people and monkeys out the pocket universe, and military and cops are here, but then how are Lex and gang only now getting arrested? It would have took ages for Superman and Terrific to get the people and the monkeys out of a pocket universe. Wouldn't they have had to collect them one at a time or two at a time? And the portal door can't even stay open long, so there's not even close to enough time to get the hundreds of people and hundreds of monkeys out in one go, unless that is what was happening in the day off screen, constantly opening and closing the portal despite the hole in the fabric of reality going in and out the universe has allegedly got a chance to cause. But then the film just gives you a fuck you for moving any brain cells around your head, because whatever theory you could potentially spin about this whole timeline just gets kicked in the balls because the motherfucking spaceship hasn't landed yet. But that would take like a minute. But they're taking everyone out the fucking... This girl from a pocket universe prison is having an emotional reunion with her parents before the spaceship has landed. Were they just flying around for like an entire day for fun? We are nearly at the end, and it's got me thinking, if this was actually made from the human mind, maybe we should reconsider getting Grok to make some movies. Anyway, everything's just terrific.
Now we can be together forever.
As much as I think Jimmy is kind of a sociopath, this girl is just evil, or maybe not intelligent enough to be able to be classified as evil. So if Jimmy bangs her, he's either banging female Hitler or female Beetlejuice, or maybe a bit of both. Food for thought. There's nobody crowding Superman, wanting to talk to him and thanking him for saving the world. Okay.
I thought I might give you an interview. I could fill you in on all the behind the scenes.
Sure, I think that would be great.
Or how about we all go in the back and have great sex?
Except I feel like we're forgetting something. No, not going around and looking for any survivors in the rubble. Clearly everyone's fine. No, not checking on the raptor guys, as they are all clearly dead. No, not the other thing, which I am currently foreshadowing in this very moment, which I will bring up a little later. But oh, I remember. Engineer got knocked out, but is still alive. The movie just kinda fucking forgets about her existence, which is probably the only thing I can forgive a movie on, because fuck me, what a character.
How long have they been hooking up?
About 3 months, I think.
I am almost certain they both just think Lois is banging Superman and they don't know Clark is Superman. If Jimmy does know, then it just makes him even more of a cunt this whole movie, not doing everything in his power to get info to help Clark. He would also have to be a pretty fine actor in the Daily Planet scene, and to what end? I'm pretty sure the boss man just watched Lois walk into a building with Superman and just from that concluded they are fucking each other. I guess he thinks both Superman and Lois are giant whores. And maybe Lois just is a giant whore, if his intuition from just her walking inside was actually correct. Either way, he's her boss and is saying this to Lois's co-worker. This feels like workplace harassment, slut-shaming Lois. I recommend she takes it up with HR. Though she is banging on a job, so maybe she doesn't have much of a case. And Jimmy worked out Lois is banging Superman 3 months ago, but hasn't figured out she's banging Clark, or Clark is Superman. I don't know how Lois could have given away she is banging Superman when Clark is the one doing interviews with him. I guess Jimmy also thinks both Superman and Lois are turbo whores, though does he even know Lois ever met up with him 3 months ago? Whatever. And I guess no one has questioned where Clark's been this whole time.
Ford. What happened?
I tried to protect Superman.
I'm sorry, friend.
Cleaned yourself up pretty good, too.
Oh, just fuck the death scene of a robot. He repaired himself, but he died. Just add it to the pile.
What the hell, dude? Thanks for watching him, bitch.
She likes to go and party on other planets with red suns. Because of our metabolism, you can't get drunk on a planet with a yellow sun.
But she's drunk now on a planet with a yellow sun, so just add it to the pile. And how far is she going to these other planets, traveling through space? Superman sucks ass in this movie. It does not compute that he could speed out of our solar system. If you didn't know, space is huge. It's bigger than that, Chris. It's large. It's outer fucking space. I find the ending cute. There's a bit of a bop playing, and he's looking at all his childhood with the Clarks, and he's got a nice smile. Wow, what a great movie. But I feel like we're forgetting something. Oh yeah, everyone in this movie should currently think the US government are evil. So Clark, you've got no time for smiling. It's time to kill the president of the United States. Based. But no, like genuinely, this should be the ending right now. Or at least Clark gives him a not so polite talking to. Clark, Lois, and Terrific should think the US was involved with Lex's pocket universe. Lois wrote an article titled US Denies Geneva Conventions by Holding Superman in Pocket Universe. The whole world should be thinking the US government was involved with Lex's pocket universe and a split and rift. Lois and Terrific both think what Terrific said is true.
For creating a pocket universe, if you are just one picometer off, you will have a black hole where Earth used to be. And every time you enter or exit, you are staring all over the fabric of reality.
Lex kept saying the government gave him permission to kill Superman. So why is everyone happy with that same government putting Lex in jail? And that's it? The US government should be in fucking jail with Lex Luthor. They gave Superman to Lex Luthor. And although they were just retarded, the whole world should think they were working with Lex Luthor directly and knew about everything. Everything about the pocket universe, which is exactly what Lois's article implied. She didn't even mention Lex in the title, just the US. I feel like I might be going in circles. It's just, this is like rock bottom of writing. It's at rock bottom and it just keeps on digging.
Now dig up, stupid.
It's utterly insane how little the movie understands what's in its own movie. Clark Kent thinks the US government is fine with killing an innocent man in front of him, torturing him, having people in sky cells. Instead, the government are just retarded, I'm pretty sure, though it's hard to know for sure. And the US government legitimately did give Lex permission to kill him this whole time. Well, I'm assuming so, with how much they were considering killing him for no reason way earlier. With all this shit Clark should be thinking about, he is just fine with Lex being sent to jail. And then he smooches Lois and is just smiling like nothing is amiss. Again, Lois and Terrific believe all this shit, but are also under the impression of the black hole, the tear in reality, whatever the fuck. The Daily Planet's article or whatever, instead, was on Lex giving some weapons away for free. That's what got on the news and put Lex in jail. That's what people are caring about. It's just insanity. There's no discussion of anything. Everyone kinda just forgets that they think the US government was working with Lex Luthor, and everything is just back to normal. The Defense Department are tripping out over some dudes interfering in a war, while they think Superman knows they put a hit out on him and had him tortured, took away his rights, and they also think he's evil. They should currently think Homelander, well, season 1 Homelander, is after all their asses. But instead they simply just don't realize any of this, because the movie has folded itself over 50 times, set itself on fire, and jumped off a 50-story building. Oh yeah, there's a riveting after credit thing. I guess this happens on the same day that Clark bangs Lois, like the whores that they are, or maybe it's the next day, I don't know. Clark and Terrific are looking at a building that got rifted apart and clinked back together.
Yeah?
It's just a little off.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to take it apart and put it back together?
No. It was just...
You just what?
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bum you out. I shouldn't have brought it up. Darn it, I can be such a jerk sometimes.
Half the buildings in Metropolis have been fucking annihilated. Clark is looking at one, which shockingly stayed pretty stuck together, considering a rift universe went between it. But it's obviously a bit off, because a rift universe was between it. Clark comments on that for some reason, like, yeah, no shit. But then Terrific gets annoyed at him. Why? What the fuck am I meant to take from this?
Do you want me to take it apart and put it back together?
Why would he take it apart and put it back together? What the fuck? And then he walks off pouting and Clark apologizes. At first, I thought it's like Terrific tried to fix a building, but obviously fucking failed. But it can't be that because it looks identical earlier when he wouldn't have fixed it. And why would he have tried to fix the best looking building that got Rift Universed in the entire city? Honestly, this end scene is a perfect demonstration of things just happening and being said, which lacks all semblance of any meaning of anything. It's literally just random nonsense. But if you have a character say some words in funny tones, apparently it's just fucking terrific. And that's it, movie over. You know what? I don't think this movie is very good. Okay, before anything, I did kind of just lie in this video. Remember when the invading army was invading and they were meant to be genociding, but I said they didn't kill anyone? Well, they actually probably killed one guy, so I'll play the clip, I guess. Did you spot him? Because I fucking didn't until I was editing. Maybe I'm just blind, but yeah, if you slow it down, you see a few frames of blood for this guy. He got blasted, I suppose. The only guy. The most unlucky guy in all of Jahanpur. But then the next shot is this bloke holding his back on the ground. And so I think I assumed, just when watching, that that's the same dude that fell in the previous shot, you know? When it's edited like that, isn't that the assumption you jump to? And if you're going to show a fucking genocide, you're gonna have to do better than this, mate. I mean, it's a PG-13, but you can get away with more than this. And if that's the angle, hey, maybe don't have countries meant to be genociding another country. So yeah, I think my meme of the soldiers being good guys still holds up. And hey, I guess the guy who shot this dude could have been the same guy who was gonna shoot the kid. So I guess there was just one cunt in the whole army. But yeah, anyways, I mean, I'm not even gonna reminisce about the world building and plot of this movie because it's just so great. But what about the characters? Man, everyone loves good characters. Characters that inspire hope. Characters that show what roads you shouldn't go down. Characters that have intrigue and complexities that show so many of the spectrums of the human condition, clashing motivations and philosophies, different perspectives on our purpose, on the oftentimes cold and desolate speed and rock we are on that's gliding across the universe. First up, Hawk Girl. She pretends to be a bird. Jimmy. He is a bit of a sociopath. Women like him. Jimmy and Lex's girlfriend. She is evil and as dumb as a rock. Green Lantern, played by Nathan Fillion, who played Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly. And Green Lantern is kinda like Mal from Firefly. If you remove the wit, the intelligence, the charisma, the fact he's a hot piece of ass, the deep care for his friends, and a base of morality, you know, if a hero who trusted him was getting tortured in a different universe for no reason, he might try to help. If you remove all that, maybe you get someone similar to Green Lantern in this movie. Engineer. Clark's Krypton parents. Big on rape. Clark's earthly parents. His mother likes Clark. His father, probably the best character in the movie, honestly, because he said being big on rape is bad. Don't listen to the people. Big on rape. Element jizz. He ejaculated into this lady to produce some fucking ugly ass green CGI baby who has the power of Goku. Can literally survive being sucked by black holes. Terrific. Expert on everything except communication. Brought Lois to a beach filled with evil people with guns. Lois wrote the most insane article ever written that no one gave a shit about. Also wrote some boring ass shit that everybody lost their minds over. She is also just terrible at her job. Lex Luthor, maybe the worst character ever written. He is the most intelligent character of all time, but is also the most brain dead character of all time. He wants to kill Superman. He can kill Superman. Superman at any point, he doesn't. And no, fuck some people on the internet, he did not want to ruin Superman's reputation before killing him. That is not in the movie. It is stated multiple times he just wants to kill him. And anyway, if he did want to ruin Superman's reputation, then he could just kill him and then have his clone do evil stuff afterwards, pretending to be Superman. Clark Kent, Superman, terrible at trolley problems, terrible at keeping babies out of harm's way, has a vibe of, hey, I'm like trying to be a good guy. It's good to be good. Good, 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 good. He cares about a 4-line message more than anything because he's a dumb fuck. The theme, I feel there's 2 particular themes. 1, being kind and good is the new punk rock. You know, a 4-year-old might get something out of that. 2, your choices are what defines you, not your space alien genocidal rape parents. I never would have considered that. Thank you, movie. The through lines of both these themes in this movie are dots. I'm gonna end this video by being extremely negative. I'm sure a bit exaggerated for comedic effect. Movies right now are fucking shit. They are all fucking shit. This movie is so fucking shit. But like, bro, even the Power and Real movies, like One Battle After Another, for example, won Best Movie at the Oscars. That movie sucks. I don't give a flip. I'm providing no evidence, and I don't care. That's what I think. Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor. What, because he played 2 guys in a movie, like, decently? Bro, he ain't Mike Myers in Austin Powers, playing Austin Powers and Dr. Evil. Now that's some versatility. The guys Michael B. Jordan played were like similar characters. I don't know. I fucked with Marty Supreme. That was a good movie. Timothy was robbed. I did watch The Odyssey recently. Fuck me, most boring fucking shit I've ever fucking... So bad. So bad. Nolan is a fucking hack. Outside, The Prestige is fucking awesome. Maybe there's a couple others. Most overrated guys since they slice bread. But no, everything in general is fucking shit. That's my opinion. TV shows, kinda all shit. Fucking weeb shit has all gone to shit. It's all fucking shit now. Fuck my life.
I wake up in the morning sinking halfway to the bottom. There's a loud distorted screaming in my soul. Everything is dark and empty and I don't know how to fix it, so I
Wait, actually, I just remembered. I do love a TV show, and it's renewed for 2 more seasons. It's this wacky show with these wacky little characters called Smiling Friends. They go on adventures, and it's absurd, and hilarious, and unique. And man, I just love it so much. Thank God, 2 more seasons. Oh wait, what's this? An announcement from 5 months ago? Oh, must be out the loop. Haha. Hey, maybe they'll confirm another season. Haha. Alright, what's it about?
We should probably get into the real meat and potatoes of why we're here, which is, and I'm going to cut right to the chase, this is not a bit, this is not a joke. Michael and I are here to announce that Smiling Friends will be ending after season 3 is done.
No.
I don't know why I feel like shit. They say I'm fine, but I'm not fine. I'm dying inside, and all I see are demons.
Would be that obvious. Like, if you didn't know me, you'd be like, oh shit, maybe that's Superman.
No, you wouldn't. Everyone knows who Superman is and they know it's not you.
Shit.